Imagine trying to answer a simple question. What changed in this Power BI report since yesterday? A diff is how developers answer that question. It shows line by line exactly what changed between two files, right? Between two versions of a file. So when you hear me say a diff, moving on, that's what we're talking about. And here's the problem. You can't do a diff on a Power BI file, which is a PBIX file. You can't merge it. You can't track what changed. You can't safely let two people work on it at the same time. And here's the thing. That's not a bug. That's not something that Microsoft forgot to fix. That is the design. Most Power BI teams are still working around this limitation every single day without even realizing there's a better way. Today, we're fixing that. We're going to go through all 4 Power BI file formats, and I'm talking about PBIX, PBIT, PBIP, and PBIR. Yeah, I know, there's a lot. We're going to look at what they actually are and how they work under the hood, and why understanding the differences could completely change how your team builds Power BI reports. Let's just get right into it with the .PBIX, right? This is the format nearly every Power BI developer has used their entire career. .PBIX is, at the end of the day, just a binary file. I mean, that means your report, your model, your queries, and your data are all compressed and packed into one single blob, one file. Everything in it, and on the surface, that sounds convenient. Open it, build it, save it, publish it, done. And for a solo analyst, works beautifully, works fine. But the moment that the team touches it, things start to break down in a way that are slow, subtle, and genuinely dangerous for the project overall. Picture this. 2 developers on your team both need to make changes to the same report. A developer, so like developer A, opens the file, updates 3 measures, adds a new page, while developer B also opens up the file, maybe from SharePoint, maybe from a shared drive or something of that nature, and updates the data model, adds some row-level security, and they both save this, right? They both save their own PBIX files. One version gets kept. The other gets overwritten. There is no merge that occurs here. There is no history, and there's no recovery. One person's entire morning of work just disappeared. And here's what makes it worse. You can't diff PBIX file, Power BI file. When developers use version controls like Git, they can run a diff, a side-by-side comparison. Remember, that's kind of the definition. We can compare pieces of code of exactly what changed between 2 versions of a file. Change the DAX measure, you can see the old formula and the new one. Rename the table, it's right there in the change log. With .PBIX, the standard format you usually are working with, none of that is even possible because it's a compressed binary format. Git can't read it. So when you hear all about this Git integration with Power BI, this is what we're talking about here. It can tell you the file changed, but it can't tell you what changed. What is a measure, a visual, a relationship, a page title? You have no idea. You're flying blind, right? This is how most Power BI projects still operate today. Teams passing .PBIX files around over emails, putting it in SharePoint, Teams chat. A couple years ago, that's like 2019, right? And it works until it doesn't, until someone overwrites the wrong version, until you need to roll back a change and realize you have no history, until 2 developers need to work in parallel and you have to decide who sits on their hands while the other one finishes. There are better options, and we're going to talk through those. But remember, here you can look. This is our standard format right here. We're looking at the screen. This is a PBIX. If I go to open this, it's just going to launch right within Power BI Desktop. And like I said, this is what you probably know and are familiar with. You can put this into Git and Azure DevOps, whatever you want, but it's just going to be a singular binary format. Once again, you don't get that diff capability there. So standard stuff. Once again, there's a convenience. I just hit publish. It's out on the Power BI workspace. Good to go. I can start sharing it. But all of that, the ease of pushing and making it available in a workspace and still sharing it, that remains through the other options that we're going to discuss. The second format is PBIT. This is known as a Power BI template file. Honestly, not a lot of people even know about this, but you can think about the PBIT as a PBIX just with the data stripped out. It contains your model, your structure, your report layout, and your queries. But when someone opens it, they get prompted to connect to their own data source. The actual data doesn't travel with the file. This makes the PBIT format generally useful for one specific scenario, distributing report structures across teams or clients without exposing sensitive data. So let's say you've built a polished operational dashboard. You want to hand that structure to 3 different regional teams so they can each point it at their own data, but it'll still have that same exact shape and form, that look and feel, right? It's got that organizational look and feel. That's exactly what a PBIT accomplishes. It's clean, reusable, no data leakage, but the PBIT file format doesn't solve the collaboration problem at all. It's still just a binary format, so it still just opens up a PBIX file at the end of the day. So it's still not readable by Git. It's a distribution tool, right? Not a development tool. Great for sharing finished templates, but not useful for kind of that collaborative building. So it's a good thing that we're shining a light on this format, but doesn't really play into this idea around Git integration and version control and everything we're kind of focused on around here. But I like to bring it up because a lot of times people aren't aware of the kind of export option. And just so you know, that's simply here. When you go to File, Export, this is how you create a Power BI template. And as we mentioned, it does literally just come over here and save it as a PBIT file format. And when I open this up, this is effectively that same report. I've stripped out all the tables, but you can see it's going to give me this file with the connection itself, and it's going to have the actual background that was included in there, right? So you can see it's kind of loading in the web connector. It's a template. So quite often you'll just create some sort of structure of a report, maybe kind of a header option, maybe the organizational logo. Maybe you include some sort of items for actual formatting options, right? Maybe you kind of create that file and load in that JSON file. It'll be saved as a template. So it becomes a reusable area where users can start their development. Now we get to the format that actually changes how you work. This is going to be the PBIP, as in Power BI, the Power BI project format. PBIP isn't a file, it's a folder, it's a structure. And that distinction is everything. When you save as a PBIP, so it'll have that option, File, Save As, Power BI breaks your project apart into plain text files organized into a structured folder system. Your semantic model lives in one folder, your report lives in another, and inside those folders, everything is broken down further. Each table defined in its own file, each measure written out as a readable text, each role, each relationship, all of it is stored as individual human readable files in a format called TMDL, the Tabular Model Definition Language. You've probably heard that. This changes everything about how version control works. Now, when developer A updates a DAX measure and developer B updates report visual, those changes in different files, Git can track them independently. You can diff exactly what changed. You can merge both sets of changes together without one overwriting the other. You can review a pull request and see a clean line-by-line breakdown of every change before it goes into production. And just in case if some of that terminology is foreign, pull requests, going and doing a line-by-line comparison. This is, of course, is tying in once again to Git. We're talking about Git integration, whether you're using a Git server or Azure DevOps. That terminology around pull requests and doing code comparison all remains the same. And PBIP is where we get started, and we can take advantage of all of those key features for CI/CD, which you can run CI/CD pipelines, right? This stands for continuous integration and continuous development. You can enforce code review now on your data models. You can treat your Power BI development the way software engineers treat code, with proper branching, proper history, and proper accountability. This is why Microsoft officially recommends the PBIP format for team environments. It's not just a different file format, it fundamentally shifts how you think about building in Power BI. You still use Power BI Desktop and you still choose your visuals and choose what columns are going to partake in this. You still connect to sources, but in the back end, this is how it's going to be saving into that folder structure, right? So you can stop thinking about saving the file and start thinking about committing changes to a code base. The question is, are you building reports or are you building systems, right? That's the kind of the overarching question you can find in multiple kind of online elements. If you're just building reports for yourself, right, then the PBIX file form is fine. But if you're building systems that other people depend on, that need to evolve over time, that more than one developer needs to touch, PBIP is the foundation that is going to make that possible. All right. So just in case, if we head over here, we can see I'm going to leave out of this PBIT file. And if we head over here and we go into I've labeled a folder named Git, and you can see I've separated this. So this is ultimately what that report that we saw, just a very simple report, gets broken down into. Instead of just the PBIX file, you can see we have this PBIP here. It is kind of the front. I could literally click this and it opens up in Power BI Desktop, but you have this report item in here. And across this, you get these definitions. Now, primarily, and we'll talk about this a little bit more in a second, pretty much stored in this kind of report.json. This is a bit of a bigger file. It has lots of lines of code. As you get more and more into the file itself, it's kind of building out this bigger elements, right? So, but you can see we do separate here in the PBIP format, the report and the semantic model, right? And it's all held in these JSON files. You can open it with Notepad++, various different options, and you can read this, right? It's just a bunch of code. So this is how things kind of get started. And naturally, of course, here, we're not going to be going into kind of setting up Git, whether it be Git server or Azure DevOps, how I kind of got to this, but we will in a follow-up. Keep an eye out for that. The fourth format. And this one trips a lot of people up as you start getting into this because it sounds very similar to what we've just looked at, the PBIP. This is going to be PBIR, and that stands for the Power BI Enhanced Report Format, right? And the big thing here is, the key thing to understand is that PBIR it's not a replacement for PBIP, it's what lives inside it. Basically, we're changing the underlying structure, right? So let me explain. When PBIP was first introduced, the report layer inside the project was stored in a single JSON file, the report.json, what I showed you just a moment ago. Everything about every visual, every page, every bookmark, all crammed into one file. Technically plain text, but still potentially thousands of lines of deeply nested JSON code, right? So a bit painful to do diff in any practical way. When you had lots of changes and adjustments, you had to kind of look at one file and kind of go through all of that code. PBIR is meant to fix that. Instead of one massive report file, every page gets its own folder. Every visual gets its own file. Every bookmark is stored separately. The whole report layer is exploded out or expanded out into a modular, organized structure, all following a publicly documented JSON schema, right? Now, when a developer moves a visual on page 3, that change shows up in one file for that visual on that page. Nothing else is touched. The diff is clean, targeted, and immediately understandable. And here's what makes 2026 the year to pay attention to this. Microsoft has started rolling out PBIR as the default for all new reports in the Power BI service. Existing reports are being automatically converted to PBIR format when they're edited and saved. Power BI Desktop followed in March 2026. Recently, the new release as of FabCon, that's coming into place. That means even if you're still saving PBIX files, what's stored inside that PBIX is now using the PBIR structure under the hood, bringing the .PBIX and the .PBIP, those two worlds, bringing them closer together than they've ever been. There's also a long-term implication here that's worth mentioning. Because PBIR uses a publicly documented schema, AI tools can now write valid report definitions directly, meaning entire report pages can potentially be generated from natural language descriptions without ever manually opening Power BI Desktop, right? That's not mainstream yet, but the architecture is now in place for it. The binary PBIX, that original format, made that completely impossible. So bringing all this together, right? And just in case, before we kind of do that, we know I showed you, just in case this is the PBIP kind of file formats. If I were to go ahead and maybe open this side by side with the PBIR. So once again, remember this, PBIP, right off the bat, this is going to look initially similar, right? But as soon as we dive into the report itself, notice on the right-hand side here, we don't have a reports.json. Once again, it's not going to be there. Instead, we have this definition, which this is going to break down things individually. This is what we talked about, the granular format of this, making it significantly more modular, and it's going to make that diff significantly more capable. So physically, I just wanted to kind of show you kind of the underlying structure and the differences here, but it really comes to life when you truly integrate this with Git or Azure DevOps. So let's bring it all together. First, PBIX file, the classic singular binary file. Everything bundled in, great for solo work and quick prototyping, not Git-friendly, right? You're not going to be able to kind of bring it together with CI/CD, either DevOps or Git. Not team-friendly, still the most widely used format. But what's stored inside is quietly modernizing with PBIR. Like I said, this is happening even if you don't know this. Now the PBIT, like I said, doesn't necessarily kind of fall into place with all this stuff around CI/CD that we're discussing, but still, it's a great format to be aware of. It's a template without data, best for distributing a finished report structure to other teams or clients who will connect their own data. A distribution tool, not a development tool. Then we have PBIP, the project folder, the plain text modular, Git-friendly. That's what the main thing is here. The right way to build Power BI for teams. Enables diffing, so you can do differential verification on code, merging, branching, CI/CD, code review, everything you'd expect from professional software development. And then, of course, the enhanced report format, PBIR. This is what lives inside of a PBIP project. It breaks the report layer down into individual files per visual, per page, and bookmark. It makes report level version control actually practical. Now it's rolling out as the default inside PBIX files as well. So PBIP is the project, and PBIR is how the report layer within the project is stored. They go hand in hand. Most Power BI teams are still passing around .PBIX files and treating version control as just save as a new copy with today's date in the file name. That works until it doesn't. And when it fails, it's going to fail hard and you're going to feel it. If you're on a team with more than one person, this week is a good time to get started exploring PBIP and Git integration in Power BI Desktop. The shift in mindset is real, but once you've got actual version control on your reports, you'll never go back. Drop a comment. Are you already working with PBIP? Are you still in PBIX land? And if this was useful, of course, hit like. And if it generally helps the channel, make sure you subscribe. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.